5.5 Social Security and Medicare. This is the last section about deductions and what's coming out of your paycheck. And so let's just have a quick conversation about what is Social Security and what is Medicare. So Social Security, a benefits program available jointly through your employer and the U.S. government, is Social Security. It covers 90% of all American jobs. In fact, my job as a teacher is not part of Social Security. So I don't pay into Social Security and I don't get the benefit of Social Security when I retire because we pay through a different state program, a pension called CalSTRS, just as an FYI. But there are 10% of the American jobs that are not part of Social Security, but most of them are. This was started by President Franklin Roosevelt in 1935, and it was established in the Federal Insurance Contributions Act, or FICA. So if you see on your paycheck a deduction for FICA, that's specifically what the deduction is called because of this act, where we're taking the money out for both Social Security and Medicare. Social Security provides for people when they retire. It pays benefits to disabled workers. If an eligible worker dies, benefits are paid to their surviving family members. When you work a job covered by Social Security, you do pay FICA taxes. Both Social Security and Medicare are paid by FICA taxes. So those two go together under the same hat, under the same name, FICA. The costs of Social Security and Medicare are split evenly between you and the employer. The amount of Social Security tax you pay is based on the Social Security percentage in a table that we look at for the year. The percentage of the worker's salary is taken out of each paycheck, so this is one of your deductions. All right, so Social Security is the program established by the government to help with retirement, disability, and a benefit to a worker who is deceased to his family. And then FICA, this is the act that goes into the name of the FICA taxes that come out as a deduction from your paycheck. Now, what makes up FICA is Social Security and Medicare together. So Social Security tax and Medicare tax, these two together make up FICA. So we're going to actually put these together just as a reminder here. FICA equals Medicare tax and Social Security tax. So like literally we add these together and that's what's being taken out of your check each month. Your Social Security number is assigned to you when you are a very young child, sometimes right near birth. Your maximum taxable income, this comes from when you file your taxes to see how much you're going to have to pay taxes on, and then we calculate your Social Security and your FICA taxes based on your tax income table. Today we have 4 short examples, and then we're going to go into the 5-4-5-5 practice, and we'll go over the answers tomorrow. Ramiro got his first job in 2020, and that year the tax for Social Security was 6.2% of your income, up to $118,500. So there was a cap on how much Social Security tax you can pay. Medicare tax is 1.45 no matter what. There is no cap. If he earned $73,210, how much did he pay for Social Security and how much did he pay for Medicare tax? So let's first do the Social Security tax calculation. So grab your calculator, please. And you're going to do 73,210 times 0.062. This is literally the number that everybody uses to calculate theirs, because this is the number that right now is on the table for our federal government. All right, so grabbing your calculators, multiply that, 73,210 times 0.062. We get 4,539.02. And then Medicare tax is 73,210 times 0.0145. So same income, 73,210 times 0.0145, and this is 1061. And I'm going to round up to 55 cents. Look what it shows in your calculator and look what I'm rounding that to. Now these two together add together and make up your FICA tax. So FICA for the year would be the 4539.02 plus the 1061.55. So add that together, 4539.02, and we get 5,657 cents. Now what it asks us here is how much did he pay for Social Security and how much did he pay for Medicare? So those two things are answered. And by the way, when calculating what's actually going to come out of your check, couldn't you just go 6.2% plus 1.45%, and we get 7.65%? This is the total FICA percentage taken out of your check because it's the two of those combined. So that's the actual number. If you took your current paycheck, you multiplied it by your gross income for that period times 0.065, it's literally what's being taken out for FICA. All right, express the Social Security tax for 2020 as a piecewise function. So we're going to call this one, you can call it whatever you want, S of X, F of X, whatever variable, because it doesn't tell you which one we have to use. So let's just call it F of X. And we've got two things happening here, which is why it can be expressed as a piecewise function. So first we have that it's 0.062 times your income, whatever it is, for all X values less than or equal to 118,500. That's the income cap that the government has placed on this. And so if you make less than that, you pay 6.2%. If you make more than that, this is the max that you can pay. Now, what happens after that is everybody pays 0.062 times the max of 118,500 for all incomes greater than 118,500. So no matter what, that is the max. You're never going to pay more than this amount. So if I grab a calculator and I go 0.062 times 118,500, that's actually 7,347. So I could write this one more time, this whole function. And instead of writing this, I could actually put in that the max Social Security that anybody is going to pay is 7,347. And that's for people who make more than 118,500. So if I make 200,000 a year, I still only pay this max of 7,347. Okay, and these numbers do adjust each year, though they haven't adjusted in a while. You do want to check with announcements from the government to see, is my Social Security tax going up? Is the income limit going up, etc.? So those are the kinds of things that affect you when you're an adult. All right, next we want a Desmos graph for this. So you're going to go and graph this in Desmos. So we're going to put in the function of 0.062x, and then we're going to put in a domain of 0, because we're not going to have an income less than 0, less than x, less than or equal to, hang on, we need to get $118,500. And then after that, it's just 7,347 for x values greater than 118,500. Now you're going to have to adjust your domain window here. So that you can see the flat line start. Does that make sense? Where we pay this much, this much, this much, this much going up until we hit that 118 max, and then we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and screenshot this. Control Shift screenshot. I'm going to snapshot this little picture in right here. It says insert Desmos graph here, so go put that right there. Notice I had to use the brackets there. Those are like the squiggly brackets for the domain. If you try to use regular parentheses, it won't work. All right, finally, Mark's Social Security tax was $3,500 for the year. This is an output problem where they're giving you the answer or the output and you have to work backwards to get the input. So let's make this bigger. So if we know that 3,500 is the answer, we know that that's 0.062 of your income, but the income is unknown. So all we do is set up that little equation and divide 3,500 divided by 0.062. And so we work backwards to get the income of $56,451.61. So what did I just do? I divided both sides by 0.062 to work backwards to get that income. And that's it. Okay, so you're going to go work on the 5455 practice today. Do the ones you can, and we'll go over the ones that you didn't get. Good luck.